Some Catholics complaining of difficult to have a building permit of church.
Benvenute e benvenuti a Senza mulini, storie di chiese plurali, che ogni 2 settimane vi porta in giro per il mondo per scoprire modi diversi di vivere il cristianesimo. Il mio ospite di oggi è Alex Junaidi, direttamente da Giacarta, ci racconta le tensioni che si vivono all'interno dell'arcipelago tra le diverse comunità religiose, in particolare in relazione alle minoranze, ma anche della forte presenza di dialogo interreligioso tra questi gruppi. Giornalista, insegnante, direttore di Sejuk, un'organizzazione che si occupa di tolleranza e di rispetto in materia religiosa, di genere e di etnia, ci mostra come ci siano delle difficoltà nel costruire ad esempio i luoghi di culto in Indonesia, perché sono in qualche modo boicottati sia dal governo locale sia dalla popolazione. La riscoperta delle religioni native come una forma di allontanamento da delle religioni che vengono percepite nella contemporaneità sempre più come importate perché frutto della colonizzazione, e quali sono le questioni calde più sentite per le chiese e le comunità cristiane indonesiane. So thank you so much for being here with me today and taking part of this project. It's a pleasure for me to talking with you. And well, let's start. I ask you if you can introduce yourself by telling us who you are, where you live.
Yes. I'm Alex Junaidi. Actually, my name is Ahmad Junaidi. I changed my name to Alex Junaidi to get easier. It's easier to get US visa.
This says a lot, anyway.
my friends call me Alex. So I'm a director of Sejuk. Sejuk is stand for Journalist Association for Diversity. Sejuk is a NGO, is a union of journalists and activists of religious tolerance. We campaign of peace journalism, how to unbiased report on religion, unbiased report on gender, on ethnicity, and so on. I had been working for the Jakarta Post as a journalist and editor since 1995 until 2 years ago after the COVID-19. So the Jakarta Post, the situation is decreasing, the economy. So I resigned 2 years ago. So I focus on my organization. We have Sejuk, sejuk.org. We have Instagram, Kabar Sejuk is Kabar Sejuk, and we have YouTube. It's some say it's called homeless media. We provide news about religious tolerance, gender ethnicity, gender diversity, and so on. Also, since 8 years ago, I also teach journalism at Tarumanagara University in Jakarta, like at this. Because in the morning I teach journalism in Tarumanagara University. But now I'm besides teaching, I'm also focusing on this. Our organization is called Sejuk, and also we have the media on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. We have a channel called Kabar Sejuk. Means Sejuk mean in Indonesian language. Sejuk mean cool, refreshing. That's my a bit background of my jobs and my education.
Thank you very much. And from your perspective, what it is like to be a Christian in Indonesia? According to the Indonesian Information Portal, the 87.2% of the population is Muslim. The second largest group is Protestants, 6.9%, and then come Catholics, 2.9%. Are the Christian communities spread evenly across the archipelago or not? What's like?
Let me before I explain the what we call it, the population of Christian minority in Indonesia, mostly they are live in the Christian dominated provinces, especially in eastern Indonesia, like in Papua, in East Nusa Tenggara, in North Sulawesi. We have like a very large, very wide archipelago. Because Indonesia is like the archipelagic country with 17,000 islands, with like five big islands. If you from the western part and eastern part, Indonesia is like Europe, you know. It takes like from Jakarta to Papua, it takes like 6 hours by flight from Jakarta. So you can imagine how wide the Indonesian archipelago. We have like now we have 37 provinces, 38 provinces across the country, and some of the provinces are Christian-dominated provinces. But most like North Sulawesi is a Christian. Like in East Nusa Tenggara is a Catholic predominant province in East Nusa Tenggara, but mostly in the western part is the Muslim majority. Like in Java, the main island is Java. Java is a Muslim-dominated province. Provinces we have provinces in Java. So so there are like tensions among some what do you call it, minority religions. There are some reports on the destruction of church, churches, especially Christian, because we have like many denominations, Christian living in Indonesia. Catholic, of course, Catholic is a one community, but there's some like some Catholics like complaining of difficult to have a building permit of church. Some of them. So there is also tension among what we call the some call it there is a Christian proselytization of the, because of the some of them also complaining of the Islamization of these of the Muslim preachers, something like in certain area. But the problem is, of course, beside it's some like Christian, like others, itu also, as I said, complaining about how to get a permit, church to build a church permit. Yeah, some local, especially if you want to build permit, you need a signature of the local of the locals who live in the area who want to build a church there. So, certain 19 people of people living in the area, in the land. So it's difficult if the land near the neighborhoods are Muslim, to get signatures supporting this church, for example. So until now, we have a report that some Muslim rejected the Muslim communities rejected the planning of the building of church. Yeah. especially the church of belong to the Christian community. Some Catholic also want to Catholic church also complaining, but mostly the Christian community who complaining that they are very difficult to build churches in across. But small numbers also a tension between Christian with the bigger denomination, but some with other Christian with this with different denominations, a small denomination. So they are in like in North Sulawesi, we have complaining from native religion. We have native religion beside this Christian, Muslim, Hindu, and Bali. But we have native religions. Also, they're complaining in Sulawesi that their house of worships were burned down by the majority of Christian, because the majority Christian said that the house of worship is they call the house of worship as a satanic church, so they burn it like last year. So we have also receiving complaint like that. So beside the whole beside the majority of the maybe some reported, oh, we are living in harmony, but we're receiving many complaints of how Christian what do you call Christian, especially Christian, they feel like tension, they feel like being harassed, they feel like being difficult to get to build building permit of their churches, something like that, Elisa.
Yeah, I've read on some news reports that local governments and people have stopped the construction or ordered the demolition of houses of worship or churches for religious minorities. And another interesting fact that I've read by ARDA is the index state funding of religion, which for Indonesia is 3 out of 3, so the maximum, and of course concerns all faith groups, not just Christianity, of course. So what is the relationship between the state and religious institutions in Indonesia, churches in particular?
Yeah. What do you call it? Basically, constitutionally, there is should be a freedom of religion. Constitutionally, state could not interfere. There is a separation between church and state. Yeah, but in practice, what we call it, in practically, some particularly legally, officially, we have a minister of religious affairs that mostly interfere this kind of tension between the religions. We have religion because of this. So this state, we have a Ministry of Religions. In a grassroots, they have like a forum for religious harmony among faith followers and religions followers. But because of this forum were dominated by Muslim, some the grassroots forums, so mostly the Muslim get the bigger vote than the minority. When you ask permission of a church and you ask the forum of these that contain of local leaders, local religious community in a grassroots, but because the members are mostly Muslim, so it's difficult to get approval from others members of the forum. So that's the how the state try to interfere, try to what do you call it? Try the state name it is how to how to maintain harmony among population, among citizens. But actually, if from the minority perspective, it's not harmony. It's not it's injustice. You know? Injustice. How could the state give a freedom to worship? The Constitution say that every citizen uh, is free to worship, meaning it's free to building the churches or mosques or other house worship. But in practically, you have to give you have to ask permits for that, and then but but the institution, if in giving the in giving the rent is based on these minority and majority. So that's the still the injustice still being felt by the mostly the minority religions followers.
We have here in Italy something very similar for the Muslim community. So there is no an agreement between the state, the Italian state, and the Muslim people, and so it's very difficult to build a real house of worship for Muslim people. They use private buildings as place where to pray and to stay together, but the real house of worship are very less in Italy, just a few, because of these permits. So it's very similar, but with other communities. This is very interesting. And I wanted to ask you, I think, about the history of the churches and Indonesia. So Christianity came to Indonesia through Portuguese and Dutch missionaries. And how this colonial history influenced the perception and practice of Christianity today, and what's the relationship with the native religions?
Yeah, that's some like we have like native religion. My organization have a like a good relation. Sometimes have advocacy for the native religions that say that sometimes they are like they rejected this imported religion like Muslim, Christian, and others, because especially during the if you read the Indonesian history in the 1965, there is a genocide of the supporters or alleged member of the Indonesian Communist Party. Like many say that around 500,000 until 2 million Indonesian who allegedly members of the communist being slaughtered in 1965. That some Indonesians changed their religion into Catholics and into Muslim because they don't want to be stamped on or considered as a communist. So as a communist. Now there is a trend in Indonesia. They are now like moved back to the native religions. You know, they are leaving Islam. They are leaving Catholics. They are leaving Christian, and then they are what do you call it? To leave their religions. You know, they are back. You know, and but still there are because of after this 1965, after the downfall of authority, especially after the downfall of authoritarian President Suharto in 1998, especially the trend because during this Suharto, they are afraid of being labeled as a communist. So they changed, converted to Catholic, converted to Muslim, converted to Christian. You know. So if you go one of the native religion is called Sunda Wiwitan in West Java. in their graveyard itu, so there is a tombstone of Christian, tombstone of Muslim alongside. Actually, after this reform era, they said they back to this original native language. It's called Sunda Wiwitan. They said we are not Catholic, we are not Muslim, we are a Sunda Wiwitan. So they are back. So before like a decades they have discrimination because when they are announcing that they have their own religions, the state did not recognize them. They don't have like birth certificate. They don't have because of they don't have birth certificate with religion. They don't have the right for marriage registration and so on. That's the many followers. They don't have like certain rights to get assistance from the state. So that's another tension of the native religion against the majority religion, especially Muslim and Catholic, especially Muslims. So and they demanded now the constitutional court allow that the ID card. We have ID card. You should choose Muslim, Christian, Catholic, or in the past. But now the constitutional court, you may like empty the column of your religion, but they don't want to. And they want their name of religion put it, but still cannot. Cannot put their ID card. So that's they're still struggling of that. Besides many other like discrimination acts of this against this native religion, we have many native religions.
So you're saying that you have the name of your religion on your ID card?
Yes. It's strange, yeah, for European.
Yeah. We don't have it. Well, of course, in Italy, we are the major part of Italy is Catholic, so it's like a default religion. But we have a lot of atheists, and the second religious group is Muslim now. So we are not so uniform, but we don't have any indication of it on our ID card.
We have a ID card like small, so this one, but only six knowledge what we call recognized by state. The Catholic, Islam, Catholic, Christian, and Christian Protestant, and Hinduism, and Buddhism, and the last one in Confucianism. Yeah, actually we have Baha'i. Yeah, we have friends small of Baha'i, Baha'i, yeah, Baha'i, and also Jewish, some Indonesian Judaism also follow Judaism. I have a friends like a small community of who follow Judaism because of their some they are like heritage, then grandma, then grandpa are Dutch or something like so. They have a blood. They said there's a Jewish and so on. Yeah, we have, but it's they cannot put it in like Judaism or by we cannot just only six or just empty the column religion like hyphen something like that.
Oh, okay, this I never heard about it. And I wanted to ask you, what's the role of the church, both Catholic and Protestant, so churches in general, in the Indonesian society? Does them have a significant political or social influence? And also because in September 2024, the Pope came to Jakarta for his apostolic journey, and we connected for an article about it. And was it an event felt by the population? So churches have a role in the society,
especially the Catholics and Christian. Yeah, they have like influence big organization. For the Christian, they have PGI, Indonesian Church Communion, Persatuan Gereja Indonesia, Indonesian Church Association, is for Christian, especially Christian not like beside that they have like evangelist churches. They have also very strong organization in Indonesia, and of course the Catholic, yeah, the Indonesian Conference of Churches, Catholic churches, yeah. We have the bishops Jakarta, and also in Semarang, and we have and they are although they are not really what do you get is a minority, but especially Catholic and Christian, these largest the PGI one is get more influence than other religion like Hindu, like Buddhist, or other native religion. They have mostly especially during the visit of popes, like there is what we call welcoming spirits of the Jakarta, not just from the state officials, the president, the minister, but the grassroots, especially not the Pope was welcomed by the especially the not only Catholic. I think because the leaders of Catholics here they have like good relation, with the grassroots, with the Muslim leaders here. They have good relation. Especially I know several what you call members of the church, the members of the Jakarta Cathedral. So they have many health activities involving others' faiths. They like during the visit of Pope, we have like a big event in the Istiqlal Mosque. It's held by the leader of the mosque, Imam, the big Imam. If you come to Jakarta, the main mosque, the Istiqlal Mosque, is in front of the cathedral. It's interesting. And during the president Jokowi, the last president, they built a tunnel between the mosque and the. I once visited the walking under the tunnel. That's the. I think this is instead of a symbolic, but this I think is a symbolizing the good relation between the mosque and the cathedral. Instead, beside of the, as I mentioned in the beginning, is a tension between in the grassroots, especially on the building of the permit. That's why in the last months of the President Jokowi, we have a new president. Some joke that it's not joke that Jokowi give permits, mining permits to Muslim leaders of organization, like NU, the largest Muslim organization, Nahdlatul Ulama. Also Muhammadiyah, the Jokowi, the last president, gave like build mining permits, like coal permit in Kalimantan. But like the leaders of the church, Catholic Church and Christian Church, refused to be given business permit of coal. So the joke is that we don't need mining permit, we need church building permit, something like that. Because it's difficult to give them. So that's the joke.
Thank you very much. We have just a couple of minutes more. So I wanted to ask you, what are the most pressing social issues among Indonesian Christian? For example, in Italy, where I live, there is a huge discussion about abortion, LGBTQ plus rights, and the role of women. Are there similar debates in Indonesia?
Yes, yeah. There is also especially a debate on these LGBTIQ issues. Some very small group of Muslim or a small group or Catholic try to build friendly narrative, friendly interpretation of the Bible or Quran to LGBT communities now. Some they're working together, or they are working in their way to build interpretation of religions teachings to give because but mostly we still face discrimination against LGBT communities, not just in a perspective, but in bylaws. We still not the bigger laws, but the bylaws of in the provinces, local laws that banning the LGBT communities. Some bylaws in against they are not allowed to work in beauty parlors. The trans, so some trans suffered because the beauty parlor were closing in the western part of Jakarta, western part of Indonesia. They moved to Jakarta. We still some they are still facing violence. Not so, but in the media we still see read many bias against LGBT communities, trans. Now, like in a few days, we have a debate. There is a trans who went to Mecca for Hajj, minor Hajj. So they come here, and some group of conservative Muslim reported the trans of blasphemy because she went to Mecca for Hajj, for minor pilgrims. So there is still a debate, but some say during the visit of the Pope, they think that this Pope is very friendly, again friendly toward these so they're happy. But sometimes maybe you read the report that some try to some trans people to have a demonstration, not demonstration like welcoming, but they are not loud, during these mass in stadium, but they want to join the mass, but they are not loud. Some we still facing that kind of issue in Jakarta.
Yes, I've read that news, that group of trans people that tried to enter the place where the mass would be held, and then they were stopped by the police, I think. Yeah. Thank you very much for all the information you shared. It was a pleasure hearing you, and thank you again for being part of this project.
Yeah, hopefully can discuss with you again. Thank you, Alicia. Yeah, bye.